Age of planet Earth is how many years? Between 6,000 theory and 4.5 billion years theory. Fall of Adam to Abraham. In other words, chapter 3 to chapter 11, he came down to time world. Lecture number 6. Why is it called historical? That's our question here. Okay? Remember, historical premillennialism, amillennialism, and postmillennialism, and dispensationalism. Okay? Now, here in particular, here prefixed with historical. Historical. So now our question would be, why theologians put historical premillennialism? Now, it is very interesting, but we should know why they put it historical. There are two reasons behind. First reason, here, the interpretation of Genesis chapter 5. Genesis chapter 5 interpretation. Genesis chapter 5, whole chapter, what we called the genealogy of Adam to Noah. You should be aware of that, okay? Genesis chapter 5 is the story of genealogy of Adam to Noah. Now here, you can see, we have studied many times here, this creation of Adam. This eternity here. But Adam got fallen. So we call that the fall of Adam. From the fall of Adam to Noah story was recorded here in Genesis chapter 5. Okay. We've studied previously many times. Now, Adam in his creation lived in eternity. But because of the fall, he came down to time world. Okay? So he was dropped into the time world, gaining age, 1 year old, 2 years old, all the way to 930. But prior to that, he existed in eternity. Okay, not gaining any age, but because of the fall, he got dropped down to time world. Now, Genesis chapter 5, okay, described after the fall how he and his descendants until Noah, what was their age? Their age. Noah, from fall of Adam and his son and his grandson all the way to Noah, the genealogy. Now, according to chapter 5, Adam he was fallen BC near 4000. I'm not going to give you exact number, okay? You know exact number. Then 3005, who was it? Enoch. Now, 3000 is Noah. This story is Genesis chapter 5. Now, thereafter, not only that, in 2005, it's a flood. That is Genesis 7:6 and verse 11. And 2000 is Abraham. This story is Genesis 11, verse 10 to 26. Now, from here, from fall of Adam to birth of Abraham, how many years altogether? 2000 years. 2000 years. Now, in Genesis 5 and here Genesis 7, 6 and 11 and Genesis 11 verse 10 to 26. Okay. Now, this story here, an early church Christians, early church Christians believed this 2000 years. That means fall of Adam to Abraham is 2000 years. Fall of Adam to Abraham. They believe 2000 years. In other words, they believe literally. Bible says here exact numbers here. So they interpreted these numbers literally, actual numbers. So it is actual 2000 years. That means this is a history. This is an actual history, not a symbol. Not symbol. Now we will study later amillennialism. Okay? Amillennialism teaches this 2,000 years story is not actual, literal. It is just a symbol. Symbol. So it's a long period. Just numbers are just a symbolic numbers, not actual numbers. That's a big difference between these two groups. Are you with me? Yeah. Now, why are they called historical? Because they believe this Genesis 3 to fall of Adam. This is Genesis 3. Genesis 3 to Genesis here 11. They believe Genesis 3 to Genesis 11 are actual 2,000 years. And not only that, they believe that's a historical stories, historical event, not a symbolic just gestures, not a symbolic stories. It's actual historical stories. That's why theologians call those who believe in this, they are historical premillennial people. I believe in this. That's why I am called historical premillennialist. So as you. Now, those who do not believe historical, saying this, these numbers are symbolic numbers, okay? And also, they do not believe actual flood. Some of them, they don't believe. Some of the amial people, I'm talking about amial and post-meal, we will go over later. Amial and post-meals are their view on this period is what? Symbolic. Long period. Therefore, amial people believe the actual flood, but they don't know how many years ago. It's a long time ago. But post-meal people are liberal people. Okay? They do not believe actual flood, Noah story. It's just a symbolic story. It's not an actual, historically. They don't believe Noah flood. They don't believe actual Noah. They believe Noah, but very vague. That's why many Christians got mixed up with this. Okay? Now here, they believe fall of Adam story is not a historical, and also age of Earth, this planet Earth. Okay, listen to me carefully. The age of planet Earth, according to what we believe, how many years ago? 6,000 years ago from now. Would you write it down? we believe planet Earth age is 6,000 years old, according to these figures. Okay? You know why 6,000? From here to Jesus, 4,000. Jesus to today is 2,000. Are you with me? Therefore, they believe the planet Earth age is 6,000 years. You should teach this to your people. Okay? So this kind of a believing theologians and scientists, we call them creation scientists. Creation scientists or creation theologians. They believe in the age of planet Earth is 6,000 plus and minus, according to these figures. I hope you understand this. Okay? Now, are you able to explain this to your people? Now, but those who are opposed to these teachings, who are they? Are millennialist and post-millennialist people. Their belief was based on Charles Darwin's you know Darwin? Charles Darwin's evolutionism. They are not secular evolutionists. They are Christian evolutionists. They believe in God, but their idea derived from Darwin's evolutionism. Darwin's evolutionism, where Darwin evolutionists believed and taught people the age of planet is 4.5 billion years. Billion years. That's Earth, planet Earth. Planet Earth, which means here, over here, fall of Adam is the beginning of planet Earth, where we are living. So planet Earth age, according to evolutionists, okay, and school textbook teaches in your country and our country and all around the world, they are teaching the age of planet Earth is 4.5 billion years. All renowned scientists today, both non-Christians and Christians. Okay, I would say even Christians believes the age of planet Earth is 4.5 billion years based on their scientific evidences and discoveries. Even children's in your countries, primary school, even middle schools and high schools, okay, were taught by these people. So it is very difficult for Christians to teach 6,000 years theory. Because now it's a great difference between 6,000 theory and 4.5 billion years theory. Okay? So now, here, I believe in 6,000 years theory, denying 4.5 billion years theory. Based on the fact that here, from the fall of Adam to Abraham, according to chapter 3, Genesis to chapter 11, how many years? 2,000 years. We take those numeric numbers literally, not symbolically. Okay? So, this is a historical event. Historical event. You know, more figure stories, you already have learned that. Those who are watching out of this video, you will learn later. Now here, because of this, these people, theologians call this theory historical. It's a historical event, actual event. Let me repeat again. These people, historical people, they take these numeric numbers literally. Okay? Actual numbers, not symbolic numbers. In doing so, we interpret these events, we believe, historical events, actual events. Thereby, Noah's flood took place BC 2500. In other words, 4,500 years ago from now. And Noah was born 5,000 years ago. And we believe fall of Adam was 6,000 years ago. But we do not know when Adam was created, because that is the realm of eternity. So we don't know when Adam was created. But we know, based on the Bible teachings, how many years ago Adam fallen. Okay? That's why we call them historical people. Historical premillennialism. Now, why premillennialism? Now here, number one evidence is this. And number two evidence is this. Number two. As I said before, it's a second coming of Jesus. Right here. Then 1,000 years. And judgment. Now, second reason why is it called historical? Second reason is this. These people believe this 1,000 years, which is literal, and actual event. Okay, so 1,000 years is an actual event, not symbolic. So this 1,000 years will come right after second coming of Jesus. In other words, Jesus will return before millennium kingdom, before 1,000-year kingdom. Jesus will return before millennial kingdom. That's why we call them pre-millennialism. Pre. Okay? So, pre means Jesus will return before actual 1,000 years. You got it? Jesus will return, write it down. Jesus will return before actual, literal 1,000 years. So that 1,000 years is not a symbolic, it is what? Actual, historical event. It will be historical event. Now, let me say again, why is it called historical? Then, I've given you two evidences, biblical evidences. Got it? First evidence is what? Fall of Adam to Abraham. In other words, chapter 3 to chapter 11 are literal, historical 2,000 years. Okay? And second evidence, biblical evidence is this. The millennium kingdom, okay, will take place right after the second coming of Jesus. And Jesus' return, okay, will be before millennium kingdom. And the millennium kingdom will be actual historical event. Not a symbolic event. So with these two concepts, biblical teachings, okay, theologians call these believers, people who have this worldview, are called historical premillennialist. I am one of them. Now, the question is, why is it called historical? Why is it called premill? Then, I've told you this, okay? This one and that one. So don't forget this, okay? This is our foundational teachings, okay? So amill people and postmill people, they do not interpret these 11 chapters, chapter 3 to chapter 11, they don't interpret literal 2,000 years. They interpret this long period. So when you read a NIV English Bible, okay, you just in the NIV English Bible, at the front pages, you will find a historical chart there. Okay? In the historical chart, they said Abraham is BC 2000 in the historical chart. Okay? And Moses 1005. They are all the numbers right here. But flood, they say this. And Noah, this. Enoch, this. Fall of Adam, all question mark. NIV, which implies NIV, some NIV writers, NIV editors are millennialists or post-millennialists, not historical premillennialists, not dispensationalists. Because historical premill people and dispensational people, because these two are premillennial people. And the premillennial people believed, premillennial means people believe, means historical people and dispensational people. They are premill people. They believe this and this. Okay? But amill people and post-mill people, they took the Bible symbolically, allegorically. So they do not believe these actual numbers. And they do not believe 1,000 years is actual numbers. Okay? They believe these numbers, and these numbers are symbolic and long period, which we would not know exact years. With that sense, even NIV Bible editors, some of them, they belong to amill, not post-mill, but both of them are amill, not believing in actual year of flood, actual Noah, actual Enoch, not living in fall of Adam is 4,000 years. Okay? That they believe age of planet Earth is how many years? 4.5 billion years. Influenced by whom? Evolutionists. They call themselves Christian evolutionists. Okay? So I'm not just denying them. You should be aware of the fact that there are at least two kinds of Christians, even evangelical Christians. Okay? There are two ways of interpretation, okay, of the Bible, particularly here in Genesis and Millennium Kingdom. Although we are evangelicals, you will see some of your evangelical brothers and sisters, okay, got influenced by this amill and post-mill. Okay? Therefore, no need for argument. You cannot change them. You cannot change them. But you should be aware of the fact that there are clearly two kinds of theological interpretations on these areas of the Bible. You just accept them as they are. Because we are all evangelicals, okay? We shared core doctrines of salvation. We share core doctrines on Trinity God, there are many co-sharing teachings. We agree each other. But doctrine of eschatology is one of the core doctrines, but it's not the essential doctrine for salvation. Okay? In spite of differences in eschatology, we are all same children of God. We will go up to the paradise later after we die. We will live together eternally as brothers and sisters in the Lord. So no need for arguing each other. Okay? You just accept them as they are. Amen? Yeah. Let's have a lunch.